Hi, my name is Kumari Sky, and this is a yin yoga pose tutorial about the frog pose. So the frog pose is a deep groin and adductor stretch, and it's also kind of a bit of a back bend. So I'm going to show you all the different options and alternatives for this one. One thing that I just want to make sure that you're hearing about this pose is it's better to go hold the pose for longer instead of go deeper. That really is great for all the other yin yoga poses too. All right, so I'm going to give you the side view to start. So usually how I teach this is I have them do a really wide leg child's pose, which I call the tadpole. So I'm just coming forward. My feet are close together and I'm just coming down. Of course, they can use a bolster down the way, but the idea is to just do this for a few minutes to open up the inner thighs. So then we're going to come to half frog after we've done the tadpole for a few minutes. So half frog would just be bringing the hips and the knees into alignment. And then maybe the knees naturally come apart a little bit more. A person could just stay like this without any props. You're going to be using the upper body, but try to relax the lower body. But if you have a bolster, that's always nice. So coming in and lying on the bolster, the tips of the toes are still close together. You could be on a bolster. Another way of practicing is having a block under the pelvic bone. Okay, so I'm coming forward and I'm just resting here, feeling a deep sensation in my inner thighs. So the tadpole is like a really wide leg child's pose. The half frog is where the toes are still together, but we're bringing the hips. And now the full frog is bringing the legs apart. You could stay on the block on your pelvic bone. You could use a folded blanket. If the block's too high. And the hips are in alignment with the knees. To come out, you can bring your legs back together and then just come to lie on your front side and do Advasana. Or also coming out, you could bring the feet back together, push back to child's pose, and then come to lay on the back and do knees to chest. You really have to just feel your way forward. What counter pose would feel good for you? Just making sure that you're always supporting your pelvic bone or your whole torso so you can really get a sense of like how much stress are you putting on the inside of the legs. This is one where you might have to really monitor your edge. Watch your breathing. If your breathing's getting shallow and fast, that is a really good indicator that you're in a little too deep. And it's always nice, like I said, to start with that tadpole pose just to warm things up a little bit. So the inner leg, the spleen, the liver, the kidney are all meridians that are affected in this pose, and also in the upper body as well. The heart and the lungs and the intestines are affected. The hold time for this is really flexible, 1 to 5 minutes. And you might just do the tadpole for 1 minute, then the half frog for 2 minutes, and then the full frog for 3 minutes. It really is just going to depend on you, or if you're teaching this, your students' level of ability and range of motion. So it's really important to remember we don't want any painful compression in the hips. As I said in the very beginning, we're not really trying to go deeper, but you can stay longer to get a lot of benefit from this pose. So that is the frog pose and tadpole pose in yin yoga.